Okay, so in this video we're going to learn how to use some of the common photo editing tools. I'm using a program called Pixelmator, but a lot of the tools that you see here are similar to Photoshop and perhaps some free editing photo software out there. Like what I use is Pixel or pixlr.com/editor on a PC. It's actually not a software, it's actually web-based, which is one of my favorite editing tools when I'm not on my Mac. But I love this program. It's called Pixelmator. So, but I don't use it for too much editing. I do basic edits. I don't sit here all day and, I'm not a graphic designer or anything like that. I just do use some common tools that help me along and for the basic stuff that I do on my own. So one of the things that I do a lot is I remove backgrounds. Well, first let's say I wanted to make this background a specific color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick my colors, and I already picked this kind of sky blue. So what this is going to do is if you move your mouse out and select an area, it's going to paint it the color that you want it to be. So it'll only paint the colors that it is darker than. So it's not going to work on black, so you'll have to find another way, like perhaps use your paintbrush tool, and you can see that you can kind of paint the background with the paintbrush tool. So there's a lot of tools that kind of do the same or a little bit different things when it comes to editing photos. So you have your paint tool and you have your bucket tool. And I don't even know if those are the appropriate terms. That's what I call them. I'm not a technical / professional graphic editor, okay? I'm definitely not claiming to be that. Another tool that I use a lot, so let's say, I like this blue, but let's say I want to clear out the background. Let's say I wanted to put Gavin, who is this little boy, on another photo, and I need him to be backgroundless. So I can undo what I just did, but what I did was I selected this wand that has kind of like the bursts of pink light coming out of it, and you just put it here and you select it, and it does the same thing. It's going to select its like colors, and it's kind of going to guess what we want to, selected. And then I hit the delete button and it deletes my background. I'm going to do that for that. Sometimes this type of project is a bit tedious, so you might want to get this outsourced, but it's not. See, right here I messed up, so I have to undo it so that I don't delete any part that I want to keep. So I would do that. So here, see, we don't want to select his face or any part of his body because it's just going to get deleted, and we don't want that. So I'm going to undo that, and I have to make sure that I'm only selecting the right parts and then deleting it. So I would go through this whole picture and do the same process, and everything looks good, so I hit delete if I wanted to delete the background. One of the things you might have to do, not every picture is going to be very easy to work with. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take this eraser tool, and you have your brush sizes here, so you can go throughout your picture, and there are shortcuts, keyword shortcuts that you can use as well, that you can learn. And you want to select delete, and then it should nicely, for some reason it's not, you have to make sure that nothing is selected for the delete key to work. So it's going to delete any background. Now, another tool that I use a lot, and let's say my magic wand here didn't work for this area. So what I would do is I would hit this magnifying glass, select this area, and what it does is magnifies your working area. You know, see closely what you're working with. So what I would do here is I would make this a little smaller, and then I would slowly, you know, trace where I wanted it to delete. You can hold your mouse down and go back and forth, but what I recommend is count like 5 seconds and then let go and release, because let's say you've been going and deleting for like a minute and then you make the mistake and you do that. Well, if you click undo, it'll just undo everything, that whole minute of work. So to avoid that, just unclick your mouse and then re-click it so it resets it if you ever need to delete something. So that's just a little tip there. So that's how you pretty much delete a background. There might be an easier way out there, which if you know one, then keep on using it. You know, there might be some quicker tools that you can learn. Again, I'm not an expert, but this stuff gets me by. So if you're always looking to increase efficiencies, so if you have anything you'd like to share, please do. But if you don't know anything about removing backgrounds, these are the only tools that you need. You need your magic wand tool, you need your eraser tool, sometimes you need your paint tool for little small jobs, and then sometimes you need your bucket tool to just take an area and change the color. So that should make you good to go. And oh, one more thing here. This tool is good too, because let's say I want to make the background color the same color as this sweater for some reason. So what it'll do is it'll select the exact color of the sweater. Now, if you notice, there's different colors of this red. See, if I click on this red, it gets another color. It gets this red, it's another color. If it's over here, it's another color. So you just have to pick the spot that you want, or maybe you want it blue. You pick it, and then select your tool, and then there you go. So it changes it. So, and then here, when you make the background color darker, you can actually see where you need to fill it in easy, because sometimes when you're white on white, it's hard to see these little spots that get left out. And then so those are the tools, and it's pretty easy to edit a photo like this. So hopefully you know how to after this.